Okay, Amitofo. My name is Jin Yong. I'm from the Zhongtai Zen Center of Sunnyvale. And today I want to introduce to you the Buddhist symbol. There it is. Or it's what we call the Dharma wheel. But first, a little background of the Buddhist art. Right. At the very beginning, the Buddhist art supposed to follow what is called aniconism. I hope I said it right. Basically, they use an empty seat under a Bodhi tree to represent Buddha. They don't try to paint the Buddha's image. And but later, through the Mathura and Gandhara period, the Buddha's we start using Buddha's image, right? And that was further developed through different countries and regions where the Buddhism has gone to. So, so when Buddha was born, he was foretold to be either a wheel-turning wheel-turning king, supposed to rule the world, or he might become a spiritual leader. So his father, the empire, actually built up tall walls of a palace and staffed it with a beautiful, healthy man and woman and all the goods in the world to try to keep the prince inside the palace. But guess what? It didn't work. So he ventured outside the walls and saw some of the phenomena of our everyday life, which is that people go through the birth, aging, and getting ill, and the death, this period. It sort of opened his eyes, and he decided to see how to transcend this cycle, right? So he left the palace and embarked on his cultivation path. But later, when the Buddhism art started appearing in different settings, the wheel-turning symbol stayed with the Buddhist art, even though originally it means a throne, represents royalty. But later, within the context of the Buddhism, it was first appeared on the pillar of King Ashoka. King Ashoka. I saw that pillar when I visited India a while ago. Our monastery took us there, and it was really amazing. After all these years, it's still as smooth as a baby's behind. Can I say that? It's wonderful, and with the symbol on there. So that's the first appearance. It's around the 3rd century. And I assume you may have heard the term about turning the Dharma wheel, right? Basically, it means to spread Dharma. Dharma means Buddha's words on Buddhist principles. And it's about wisdom and compassion, which are seen as the two wings of Buddhist teaching. All right. So now, why a wheel? And what we can gather is that the wheel means it's supposed to be continuous moving. It should never be static, right? Just think of our cars. It should never sit in our garage and let the wheel to rust. So Dharma wheel also means the Dharma itself should flow freely in our everyday life. We should use it, practice it, and never forget them. This will help us to practice and cultivate, and is never meant to be that Buddhist practice, never meant to be just sitting on a pad and meditate and do nothing. We want actively to apply them in our daily life and in our every action and in our every thought. That's what it can represent. And also, being the wheel of a car or a carriage, it means it can carry us through Dharma to the other shore, to become enlightened. There's the meaning in that. And also, the road of cultivation is a bumpy one, honestly. So The will help us to face the unfavorable conditions and overcome our afflictions and our desires, which is at the root of our suffering. So there's that meaning in there as well. And then the circular structure, the circle also means perfection. It means it's all-encompassing, and it also means it is flexible and can adapt to conditions. So it's not a fixed. So Dharma is never just something in here. We have to connect with the world so to keep it moving. And also, let's take a closer look of the wheel. In the middle, there are three whirling images, or segment that we call. That means the Buddha, Dharma, as well as Sangha, right? And it is said, you can see this as Buddha as the destination of cultivation, the Dharma being the path, and the Sangha being the guide. That has been used to explain that. And because of, in Buddhism, we believe every sentient being has this Buddha nature, right? So we all have the potential to become the Buddha. And from Buddha's point of view, because we already have the Buddha nature, we are all already a Buddha. Now, isn't that great? No, we can become a Buddha, and that's how have someone to see us like that. So, and also the ring of the wheel, it also means samadhi and the mindfulness. So our cultivation, our practice should be always there. We should always standing our awareness and be mindful of everything. It also represents samadhi. Samadhi is because for us to allow the mindfulness to work, we need to have calmness of the mind. We need to have the clarity. And that's what usually meditation comes in, can help us. So there's a meaning of that. And also the hub itself, we can see that as precepts, meaning the principles for us to abide by and basically do no harm and do all good deeds and purify our minds. And from abiding, we have no doubt, we have no struggle, much less struggle, shall I say. Okay. And the 8 spokes, as you see, there are 8 spokes that represents the Noble Eightfold Path. And the Eightfold Noble Path being right understanding, right thought, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and the right samadhi. So everything starts with the right view and the right understanding. They can guide our actions. So what are the right understandings and right views is basically the understanding of the impermanence, the understanding of the causality, and that also imply the understanding of the interconnectivity. We are all interconnected. It help us to understand that, and it help us to understand emptiness, and also very important is to under the middle way. So we won't fall in the trap of the duality. We can transform that and transcend that. It also has the meaning. And for the right thought, there's an example people give. This is from Diamond Sutra. The right view and the right thought is that all conditioned phenomena are like a dream, an illusion, a bubble, a shadow, like a dew or a flash of lightning. It doesn't mean to be pessimistic, honestly. It's more let us know these are the things we must not get ourselves too attached to. We can use them, but let's observe them, not indulging in them. And I'm almost done, about the right action, I just want to bring something the Buddha has said. We should behave like the bees, draw nectar from flowers, but do not hurt them. That defines our action, and that's also our battle cry for our Green Action Day. Can I bring that up? On June 9th, we're going to have a Green Action Day. You're all welcome to come. Basically, it's an environmental fair, and we are planning a SiVIC forum that day as well, but we're still in planning stage, but I just want you to know. Okay. And also here's a photo of how the Dharma wheel is used on various temples, right? You see the two deers kneeling beside it. It represents the disciples of the Buddha. They are listening to the turning of the wheel, listening to the Dharma. So, and also a lot of people has difficulty with the word right? And basically in Buddhism there's a wrong, then there's a right. It's as a counter our habitual views, right? But there are also other translations I just want to share with you. Some translated as wise. So we have wise livelihood, wise effort, and so on and so forth. And also there's a translation in France, they use the word just. But I think, well, just livelihood doesn't sound quite right. And what I really like is just right livelihood. But then it doesn't have that punch, right? So anyway, so all right. So the Dharma wheel, people also see the Four Noble Truths in there. When they focus on the four spokes, they all see the six paramita, the perfection of paramita, the perfection of six actions, and also they see the round rim just as the 大圆镜, great round mirror-like wisdom. That's what it means. Thank you. All right.